Yo, what's going on? You already know what it is. It's going for the gusto. We out here again. We out here with my boy Boom Bam Boo Nat Ski and your boy Bartholomew. You know what I'm saying? We landed down. We keeping it real with y'all with the NFL updates from last week, week 3. I'm telling you, it went crazy. We had some upsets. We had some records. I mean, we just gonna talk about it. We had a 70-piece chicken nugget, as my boy Queso Casino would tell you. Shout out to him. Shout out to Way Too Cool. Shout out to Song Players. I know they couldn't be here with us today, but guess what? We out here representing y'all. So let's go. You want to talk about this Colts and Ravens game first? You know, Uncle Colts.
Yeah. Yo, hey, let's go Colts, man. Let's go Colts, man. Yo, people were talking about the Ravens after the first 2 weeks being a Super Bowl team, but the Colts played them tough. Like, people expected the Ravens to just kind of like run away with the game, but the Colts played them tough, man. And that brings up the question, what you asked me off air is should Gardner Minshew have been the starter, man? I mean, Anthony Richardson had looked good, but Gardner Minshew was doing what I knew he could do. I think the Colts are a good team. They just gotta like put it together. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that. Don't get me wrong. The skill asset of Anthony Richardson is very good, but Gardner Minshew, I feel like he brings like a certain kind of order to the team. Like he understands like important possessions and knowing when to get rid of the ball or when to make the play, not kind of like forcing the issue. And then shout out to the Colts defense. DeForest getting the backfield Buckner.
Come on, hey, come on, 17, get in the backfield, Buckner. Come on, baby. Yo, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Bro, like they kept Lamar. Like, don't get me wrong, Lamar still rushed for 100 yards, which is good. But as a defense, like I would rather my quarterbacks use their feet than their hands. Their arm strength, because they can move the ball a lot further with their arms. You know what I'm saying? Than they can actually with their feet. So, like, good job to the Colts actually keeping him like on a one-rounded game. Like that was pretty good.
And I think the whole Gardner Minshew thing. I think it's because he been in the league, right? He been around enough to know what it's like to take command of the team. And Anthony Richardson, what people don't talk about a lot is quarterbacks that come from a winning school in college. A lot of them have a different mindset than quarterbacks that come from a losing school, and that's because the quarterbacks that come from a winning school in college. And they're a rookie like CJ Stroud, who we're gonna talk about later.
Yep.
They command the offense differently because they're used to winning, right? So
right.
When your team is losing, you got a lot more commotion going on in the locker room, right? People pointing fingers and blaming hands. So Anthony Richardson came from Florida, which is a big school that's used to winning, but they weren't winning recently, right? So now he comes from a lot of distraction and disruption in the locker room, right? And someone like CJ Stroud comes from order. And so when you come from that kind of situation, you need a backup in the locker room that can teach you, hey, we need, or even in the midst of losing, we got to keep order in this locker room. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Hey, so we might as well just go ahead and jump to that game since we're going to talk about my boy. Go ahead and jump to the game to that. Boy, Texans and Jags. Woo!
Yo, man, look, people thought the Jags, see, this is what people gotta remember, bro. Like, I keep saying this all the time till I'm blue in the face, bro. Because you had a good season last year in the NFL, don't mean you're gonna have a good season the next year. The NFL don't work like that. And people looked at the Jags with that upset win they had against the Chargers in the playoffs and was like, oh, the Jags coming back hard next year. But it don't work like that. And the Jags don't look anything like the team people thought they were going to be. People thought Trevor Lawrence was going to take this huge leap. People was like, Travis Etienne going to hold it down in the backfield. You add Calvin Ridley, who I think was a good addition for their team. But I think I'm impressed with, you know me, bro. I've been a Dameon Pierce fan for the Texans. I thought if for y'all who've been subscribers for a long time, Jalen Petrie was one of the safeties I talked about last year when there was like young up and coming safety. Jalen Petrie for the Texans. I think the Texans was a good defense. I think Lovie Smith did a great job last year because they lost a lot of close games. They just weren't complete. And CJ Stroud has not thrown an interception all year as a rookie. That's impressive.
That's big, man. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing right here for CJ Stroud, boy, because that's my boy Dad. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good job, man. Keep it up. Hey, I'm not saying that you're gonna always be interception free, but hey, you're doing a good job of making sure you make the right passes. So good job on that. Like for real. Like Texans did their thing, and honestly, I wasn't surprised. I know as a Colts fan, we did lose to the Jags, but listen, I knew the Texans were gonna come out and compete, and they did just that. So
And I think this win is gonna give them confidence that okay, now we got a quarterback. You know how defensive players think like, man, we gonna go out there, we gonna do our thing, but it's whatever. But when you get that sign that flashes like, oh, we got a quarterback. Now we got a
now we gonna play because we know we can score.
right.
We know we can get in the end zone, and that's what they needed. They needed to see the 20-yard line in the end zone. And once they started seeing that, we was good. We was good.
And I know Carolina fans gonna be sick because Bryce Young, I think he not playing this week, on Sunday, and that's gonna make them sick because the number one thing people been talking about with him coming out the draft was, oh, he too small, he gonna get hurt, and now he already hurt. I think they're gonna be like, bro, there's no way we let CJ Stroud go second.
Yeah,
and we had the number one pick, and we gone over him. That's gonna make them sick.
Yeah, Bryce Young, he got to bulk up a little bit, man. He do. He got to bulk up a little bit.
I mean, he's short though, Sam. Like he, man, I don't know. I mean, he can get bigger, of course, but like he not naturally.
Well, how tall is he?
5'10", 5'11".
5'10", 5. Oh yeah. So he barely seeing over. He barely seeing over the
over the line. They got him listed at 5'10" on this thing on you type in on Google, and then you got Anthony Richardson who 6'4", CJ Stroud 6'4".
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
that's a big difference. Well, hey, so they said his name is Tote the Rock, Derrick Henry, but the Texans have seemed to be struggling offensively, and they did it so well against the Browns. They struggled so well against the Browns. What's going on with that?
Man, the Browns defense is for real. I've been saying this the whole time. Bro, remember when we did the top 100? I said this. Myles Garrett is the best pure pass rusher. This man had 3.5 sacks, bro. Like, he is the best pure pass rusher in the league. I know y'all love Micah Parsons. I know the Dallas fans. Y'all can say whatever. Y'all get in the comments because we know how y'all coming. I know the diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fans. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to your wife and all that. We get it. A TJ Watt. Myles Garrett is the best pure pass rusher in football. This dude is athletically a freak. Like he's a beast. And now they bringing it together. They got JOK coming, getting in the mix. They end up paying Denzel Ward that money, who I think is underrated. He's solid on the outside, and they bringing that defense together. And Deshaun be up and down. You know, he's up and down. But last game he had a pretty good game, and they made Derrick Henry look like he hit that running back wall that everybody be talking about. Like he looked like the hits down caught up to him. He not as explosive no more. And they grabbed DeAndre Hopkins, and he seems to be a no-show so far.
Well, also what I also noticed from Myles Garrett and the rest of the D line is that these guys are really good at like shedding the blocks. So like what they do, like, you know, there wasn't a lot of holes that were opening up for Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry hit the line, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta bounce outside." Then you bounce outside, there's Myles Garrett. Boom! It's like they did a really good job of closing in those gaps. Like the inside running game was not like available. You know what I'm saying against the Browns? They was like, "All right, we're gonna pinch and we're gonna force him to bounce it out." And it's like you're gonna force him to bounce it out, and then you got a freak athlete that can. Derrick Henry, you're not as fast as, you know what I'm saying, like it's getting to the edge as Myles Garrett. Like we're gonna get there.
Yeah. Cause and shout out to the coach, because that's coaching, right? Like, yo, everybody play your gap. Like, you play your gap. Don't try to save Scooby Doo over there. You play your gap. That's what I need you to do. And like you said, they did a good job of that because most explosive runs come from and this me from playing the position in high school. Most explosive runs come from somebody not playing their gap, right?
Yep.
They try to overcompensate, and it's like, boom, now I can go backside because you left it there. But they played their gaps, and they look like a really, really disciplined defense. Even when they lost last week, when the Browns lost last week to the Steelers scored defensive touchdowns to win that game. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? They had a pick and a fumble, right, for touchdowns. It wasn't like the Browns defense gave up those touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? They only give up the one big play, so I think the Browns.
And even with then, when the Browns still did a good job against the Steelers run. Najee Harris, I think it was like 30 yards.
I know I had him in fantasy, so I know it been hurting. I had him in fantasy, it been hurting. Yeah, he and like you said, like and a staple of a really good defense is being able to stop the run. See, this is what a lot of people don't remember when you talk about like the Legion of Boom, right? When you talk about them, people will talk about Richard Sherman. They had Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor. They had them, but people forget they had Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright and Michael Bennett, and they were stopping the run. Like you can have all them. You're a naturally good defense in the NFL when you can stop the run. Because that's the Cowboys' problem too. Because when you can stop the run, what you do is you put them teams in passing situations. Like so now third down, you're not 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2. You're 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. So now the pass rushers know, okay, they're not gonna run the ball now on 3rd and 8. So we know we can go get the quarterback. Right, and the corners and stuff know. Okay, now I'm manning up, or I'm playing my zone. I don't got to worry about coming down to help with the run because we did a good job on stopping the run early on the early downs.
Yeah, that's real, man. But you know what? We talk about this run game, but I can tell you something. Them Dolphins, they requested airtime. You hear me?
Dog.
You boys requested airtime.
Bro, listen to me when I say this. First of all, shout out to my boy Trey Veezy, man. Y'all,
shout out Trey, boy.
Yeah, my boy Trey
your boy Tua.
Yo, look, I fuss with Trey Veezy all the time, man, about them Dolphins. But this year, I told him they ain't nothing to fuss about, bro. Their team, their skill positions is a 4x1 team. You got the backup running back named Akimi, however you pronounce his name. He running the first leg. Then them boys, then they give it to Jalen Waddle down the back stretch. Then they give it to Raheem Mostert to run the third leg curve, and then Tyreek come down the ankle leg. It's over. Like, dude, boys.
It is over.
NASCAR offense, man. It's scary. Like, because it's like, it's not like they're just fast. They're like really fast. Right? Like, if all your skill players run like 4.4, like they're fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, you don't got like 4.3s, high 4.3s. You got 4.2s. Like the runner backs run 4.2s. The wide receivers run 4.2s, not 4.3s. So they explosive, and all of their players got. If you really look at it, they all got track histories. So they're not just 40-yard fast. They're 100-yard fast.
Yeah, they're track. They got track speed, man. Hey, so I'm gonna try to understand this. I mean, Tyreek Hill, he's already telling us his plans. What he's gonna do when he retire. My boy say he want to be a PS. I ain't gonna tell everybody what that is right now. Go look it up. You can Google it, or whatever. But honestly, my boy, he going deep, and he going deep. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh my God. Going deep. That's it,
man. But no, shout out to the Dolphins. Their offense looks legit. The 70-point game against the Broncos. I will say this though, the Dolphins are a really good team. Shout out to Jalen Phillips. He was one of the players I talked about too on that defense. They're gonna get Jalen Ramsey back later on in the year. That's what people got to remember too. The 70-point game. I'm not saying they're gonna go score 70 points on everybody they play. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that. But what I'm saying is that everybody that they play is gonna have a hard time playing defense against them.
Yeah, man.
Because like they played the Patriots, and I think they only scored 24 on the Patriots.
But
what you gotta remember is the Patriots is one of the most disciplined defenses
yes,
in
Bill
the league
Belichick
because
do
of their
not play
coach.
that.
Right. Right. He's big on do your job.
So also out of all like offensive strategies that I saw, now Kansas City has this too. But I honestly think that the Dolphins, their route combinations are like at a whole bruh. Somebody literally has to sit down and draw every route and say this affects this affects that, and this affects this. This should be open. If this don't open, this gonna open. If that don't open, this gonna open. Something's gonna open because these combinations have to like certain combinations, and as a receiver, I understand like sometimes I run a route not for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these guys can run routes whether it's for them or not, because it's just like either it's for me or it's not for me. I'm gonna run this route regardless because either I'm open or somebody is. And like to have like that offensive core and the mindset that these Waddle and Tyreek Hill have, they have the mindset of like, I don't care if I don't touch the ball. You know what I'm saying? What I need is I need us to score and win, and I'm going to eventually touch the ball. Tyreek Hill said this when he was talking to Shannon Sharp. He said, "I believe guys on my team are number one receivers because they can be. You know what I'm saying? Just depending on like the opportunities that they're given." And so it's just like you look at the Dolphins offense, like the whole offense is a threat. Like they'll tell you that the whole offense is a threat.
And then you put those safeties those safeties have nightmares because now you worry about them running deep. And not only that, if you let Raheem Mostert run the ball and get past the linebackers at full speed, you try tackling a man running 22 miles per hour. I saw a crazy stat the other day. It was like the top 6, like you know how the NFL clock people at like fastest people.
Yeah.
Top 6 people are all Dolphins. Like that got the fastest time. It's like Tyreek Hill 3 times, then it's Jalen Waddle, then it's Tyreek Hill again, then it's Raheem Mostert, then it's the backup running back. That's the top 6 fastest times that they clocked this year. Running 21 miles an hour. Come on, man.
But you know what it's like to get in a car accident going 21 miles per hour? You could break a neck.
For real, like, bro. Like for y'all at home, let me break it down for you. You know how when you go to like drop your kids off for school and they got the like flashing light that be like you can't go faster than 25 miles an hour in this area, right? Like, so like that means that Tyreek Hill will probably go to jail for running the season. They might be like, no, dog, you can't run through here that fast. Who wrong with you?
Jail. He said, "Oh, did I just see the cheetah run through a school zone? Get him."
Yep. They on the power scooters and stuff. Like we gotta go get this man.
Boy, that boy gotta hop in the Hellcat catch that boy.
Yo, man, but no, hey, the Broncos got to figure out something, man. Man, Sean Payton talk all that trash, and now they look bad.
Yeah,
scoring 70 points. Like I heard Ocho Cinco say this, bro. Ocho Cinco said, no, like Shannon was like, you score 70 on a Madden game. Ocho Cinco said, no, if you playing on all Madden, you still ain't scoring 70. You ain't scoring 70 on all Madden.
No, you're not, bro.
No, you not. So for them to do that's historic. But a lot of people don't know. Shout out to Washington. We actually we have the highest scoring game in history at 73 points.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins could have easily broke that because they kind of shut it down in the third quarter. They could have kept going.
Yeah, but you know what? Washington holds that.
Yeah. We gotta have something. We gotta have something.
Hey, man, but listen, I think we covered, most of the important games on week 3. You know what I'm saying? Anything else you want to bring up to the people, man? Let them know what's going on.
Y'all, I might have been wrong about Matthew Stafford, but I still got hope. I think he can bounce back. That's what I wanted to say. And I do want to say shout out to Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love is obviously he not Aaron Rodgers, but he playing good. And we gotta shout players who are young players playing good, because everybody gotta realize, man, like everybody ain't gonna be Patrick Mahomes.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna hit the ground running. I'm gonna say this, Washington fans out there, y'all keep your head up. Like I said, like me and Bartholomew always talk about, Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions his rookie year. But look at him now. It's gonna get better. We just gotta keep our faith, keep going, keep your head down and keep grinding, man. And we gonna be all right, man. We gonna be all right.
Man, listen, and then Matt Gay, congratulations. Matt Gay, he did break that record. You know, what was it, 4 50-yarders in one game? 50-plus yarders in one game? Yeah, so.
Yeah. That's impressive.
Yeah, good job, my boy. Good job. But, hey, you already know what it is. If you agree or disagree, comment below. You already know it. Like, share, and subscribe. You know, with everybody out there, listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all support. We're going to keep doing our thing. We're going to keep giving you the updates. We're going to keep giving you this country loving football that we live every day. You know what I'm saying? So just always tune in with us. You already know what it is. It's going for the gusto with your boy Boom Bam Bunansky and your boy Bartholomew. Yep, we out.